All right, buckle up, because today we're diving into some seriously fascinating UAP research.
And what's got me hooked is the team behind it.
Oh, yeah.
These aren't your typical UFO enthusiasts. We're talking engineers with a background in radar technology, no less, using their skills to really dig into these phenomena.
So none of that grainy footage. We're talking hard data this time.
Hard data, rigorous methodology, the real deal.
Music to my ears. And they didn't skimp on the tech either, from what I've read.
Oh, absolutely not. We're talking multiple radar systems, high-powered cameras, night vision, infrared, the works. They even had an X-band radar.
Whoa, isn't that the kind usually found on ships?
The one and only.
What did they get, like, special FCC clearance to use that on land for UAP hunting?
You bet they did, and that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Okay, now my curiosity is officially piqued.
They even built a custom mobile lab.
Wait, seriously? Like a UAP hunting RV?
Picture a Faraday cage on wheels, decked out with all the latest tech. They called it the Nightcrawler.
Okay, that's just cool. But why Long Island? It's not exactly Roswell, New Mexico.
They chose Robert Moses State Park on Fire Island very strategically.
Strategically? How so?
Think about it. Minimal light pollution, almost zero air traffic after midnight.
Essential for getting clear readings. You don't want to mistake a plane for something more, unexplained.
Exactly. Plus, being on a barrier island gave them this wide-open access to the beach, a clear line of sight right across the ocean.
And let's not forget, that location puts them smack dab in the flight path of one of the busiest airports in the world, JFK International.
Which, and this sends chills down my spine a little, isn't too far from where TWA Flight 800 went down.
The incident that some speculate involved a mid-air collision with a UAP.
The very same. Now, I know the official report points to a fuel tank explosion.
Right.
But there were just too many eyewitness accounts describing this strange light ascending towards the plane right before it happened.
It does make you wonder, what if they were seeing the same kind of objects the Tedesco brothers are researching? And what does that mean for aviation safety, especially around a major hub like JFK?
It's a chilling thought for sure, and it's something we can't just ignore, especially given what they were seeing and recording out there.
So let's get to that. What were they seeing?
They kept encountering these spheroids, mainly at night, often appearing as luminous orbs.
Luminous orbs. Okay, I've heard that description before.
Right. But these weren't your average lights in the sky. We're talking incredible speed, far beyond any known aircraft. And then, just like that, dead stop, hovering in place.
Like something out of a movie.
Like defying the laws of physics.
Did they always stay in that spherical shape, these spheroids?
That's where it gets even weirder. They reported that under decreased luminosity, the objects seemed to morph almost, taking on a different shape.
Morph? Into what? A flying saucer?
Not quite. Imagine, if you will, a rotating cube.
A rotating cube. Now, that's just not something you see every day.
Right. It's this unexpected geometric complexity that really makes you question what you're looking at. They called it a polyhedral appearance in their notes.
Okay, polyhedral appearance noted.
Yeah.
And they captured this shape-shifting act on their fancy cameras.
Oh, they weren't just relying on their eyesight. They had multiple cameras with night vision and infrared running, along with their dual radar setup. So we're talking multiple points of confirmation here.
Smart. So high-speed maneuvers, sudden stops, shape-shifting. Anything else?
This is where it gets truly bizarre. They documented these objects on several occasions, seeming to just disappear into the water.
Disappear into the water? Like underwater? Are we talking about some kind of highly advanced submarine now?
That was my first thought, too. But they were adamant that these were the same objects they were tracking in the air.
Okay, now my head is spinning. Did they even try to explain what these things could be?
They were very thorough in ruling out the usual suspects. Drones? Nope. Planes? No way. Birds, weather balloons, even things like temperature inversions that can mess with radar. They considered it all. Nothing fit. Their analysis of the radar data pointed to something. Well, something potentially groundbreaking.
Hit me with it.
The findings suggested a possible gravitational lensing effect.
Hold on. Are we talking about bending space and time here? Because that's what it sounds like.
That's exactly what it sounds like, and the kind of technology you'd need to manipulate gravity on that scale. Well, let's just say it's beyond anything we're capable of right now.
So not just advanced technology, but potentially physics-defying technology. Okay, now I really need to know more about these close encounters. Did they have any? Don't hold out on me.
Okay, ready for this. In one incident, both brothers described feeling paralyzed as a beam of light from one of these objects appeared to focus on them. And to make things even stranger, they collected samples of crustaceans nearby that were glowing in the infrared spectrum.
Wait, hold up. Glowing? crustaceans. Are you serious?
I told you it was going to get weird. They theorized that the beam of light from the object somehow energized the crustaceans, causing them to emit infrared light.
And they have proof of this.
They published their findings, including spectral analysis of the crustaceans, in the Open Journal of Applied Sciences.
So peer-reviewed scientific journals are paying attention.
Yeah.
This isn't just some fringe theory anymore.
And get this, they've even mentioned interest from agencies like Homeland Security and the FBI.
Whoa, really? Government agencies are poking around in this now. That's huge. What are they so interested in?
Well, think about it. Unidentified objects, potentially with capabilities beyond anything we understand, appearing near one of the busiest airports in the world.
That's not exactly great for national security, is it? Or, for anyone who happens to be on a plane at the time. It's like our entire airspace could be vulnerable, and we wouldn't even know it.
And that's just one of the many unsettling possibilities their research brings to light.
Okay, I need to take a breath after that one. Glowing crustaceans and potential national security threats all in one deep dive. This is why I love this job.
You and me both. And we're just getting started. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? About what it all means. I mean, we're talking about objects, right? Objects that seem to completely disregard what we know about physics, just popping up out of nowhere near, flight paths. It's a lot.
Definitely raises some eyebrows, to say the least.
Raises eyebrows. It throws a whole wrench into our understanding of airspace security.
That's true. I mean, how do you even begin to defend against something you can't reliably detect?
Yeah.
Especially if it can, like teleport or whatever.
Exactly. Our current defenses are, well, let's just say they're not exactly equipped for this. We're talking about a potential threat that operates on principles we barely understand. It's a huge deal.
Speaking of a huge deal, they did mention some interest from, Homeland Security and the FBI.
They did. And that, I think, speaks volumes.
It definitely suggests this whole thing is being taken a lot more seriously than it used to be.
Right. Remember when this was all just, grainy footage and conspiracy theories? Now we have scientists, engineers with hard data.
And government agencies taking notice.
Exactly. This is becoming less about proving it exists and more about, figuring out what it means and what we're going to do about it.
It's a bit overwhelming when you really think about it.
Yeah.
All the possibilities, the potential implications.
Right. It's like we're finally catching up to what a lot of people have been saying for years, but now we're having to play catch up with, technology that's potentially centuries ahead of us.
Yeah, how do you even study something like that? Where do you even start?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's like trying to assemble a puzzle with half the pieces missing, and the ones you do have keep changing shape. We need a whole new approach, a whole new way of thinking.
A paradigm.
Exactly. Because if what we're dealing with is real, then it changes everything. Our understanding of physics, of technology, of our place in the universe, it all goes out the window.
I don't know about you, but I find that both terrifying and incredibly exciting. It's complete unknown.
It is, and it's an unknown that's right here on our doorstep. The Tedesco brothers' work has really thrown a wrench into things, but in a good way, It's a wake-up call.
So what do we do? How do we wake up to this new reality?
Well, for starters, we need to keep asking questions. We need more research, more funding, more people willing to really dig into this and share their findings. We can't let fear or skepticism hold us back from potentially the biggest discovery in human history.
I agree. Because whether we like it or not, this phenomenon isn't going anywhere.
It's here to stay.
And how we choose to respond to it, that's up to us. It's a responsibility for sure, but it's also an incredible opportunity.
An opportunity to expand our understanding of the universe and our place in it, to push the boundaries of what we think is possible.
We've gone from growing crustaceans to potentially groundbreaking physics today, all thanks to two brothers and their trusty Nightcrawler.
It's been quite a ride.
And it has. And it's far from over.
Not even close. And that, my friend, is both exhilarating and a little terrifying, wouldn't you say?
Exhilarating and terrifying. You took the words right out of my mouth. But hey, that's what deep dives are all about, right? Exploring the unknown, even when it makes us a little uncomfortable.
Absolutely. Because sometimes the most uncomfortable truths are the ones we need to hear the most.
And sometimes the most outlandish stories turn out to be, not so outlandish after all. Speaking of outlandish stories, did you hear about the time the Tedesco brothers had all the streetlights around them go out while a strange blue light appeared in the sky?
Oh, you're talking about the incident with the infrared camera. Now that's a story for another time.
Okay, you got me there. Stay tuned, folks, because this deep dive is about to get even more interesting.
You know, it's wild to think about how long people have been talking about this, seeing things in the sky.
Out forever, right, since we've been looking up, I bet.
But there's something about this moment with this research that feels different.
Totally. It's like before we were just kind of stumbling around in the dark. But now with the technology we have, the Tedesco brothers and their setup, it's like someone just flipped on the lights. Exactly. And what we're seeing is, well, it's both awe-inspiring and a little frightening, isn't it?
Yeah, it's humbling, for sure. To think we might not be top dog in the universe, that there might be things out there so far beyond us.
Makes you rethink everything you thought you knew.
It really does. And it makes you realize we've got a responsibility here to approach this whole thing carefully, thoughtfully.
Not just jump to conclusions, but really try to understand.
Exactly. We need to be skeptical, sure, but also open-minded. Who knows what we might discover if we let go of our preconceived notions?
Well, that's what I love about these deep dives. It's about embracing that unknown, even when it's a little scary.
And this is some next-level stuff. The Tedesco brothers' research, it's like they've opened up a door to something.
Yeah.
Huge. We're just starting to glimpse what's on the other side.
It's like a whole new chapter in human history is about to unfold.
Maybe even a whole new book.
And we get to be here for it, to witness it, to try to understand it. It's an incredible time to be alive, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely incredible. And a little daunting. But hey, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it right.
That's what I always say. So, to everyone listening, if this deep dive has sparked your curiosity even a little, don't let it go. Keep asking questions, keep looking up, keep that sense of wonder alive.
Because who knows what we might find if we just keep our minds open to the possibilities.
Well said. Until next time, keep those deep thoughts flowing. And remember, the truth is out there somewhere.